Hello, Elevation Health family. This is Dr. Dave Yachter, the chiropractor. So we have another episode here today, bringing you information because it is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's right. We're in the month of October, so we start seeing a lot of pink ribbons, and the fight for breast cancer continues. In addition to all other forms of cancer. So I want to talk to you today about three keys to turning on cancer-killing genes. And so in this episode, you're going to we're going to discuss that your DNA really holds the key to turning on cancer killing genes or turning them off. There's also cancer promoting genes that can neither be turned on or turned off. And much of this really depends on your lifestyle. And for many of you watching right now, you're aware of some of these things, but there are probably many other things that you're unaware of. And that's the purpose of our video today, so that you can plug into this and start to apply it to be preventative in nature. So it's really important to pay careful attention to this, because over time, if you're not on your game with being proactive with a healthy lifestyle, that's when cancer can sneak up on you and get a foothold. So as I said before, right, it used to be one out of every two men and one out of every three women get diagnosed with cancer. But right now, the more recent studies are showing it's really one out of two men and one out of two women are diagnosed with cancer at some point in their lives. So again, we really need to pay careful attention to all of this right now. So what are the three keys to turning on cancer-killing genes and turning off cancer-promoting genes? So we're only going to talk about three in the workshop coming up Monday. We're going to cover, obviously, a few more, a lot more, but for purposes of time, we're just going to focus on three this morning. Number one is managing sugar. It's been said that cancer has only one primary cause, and that's the replacement of respiration of oxygen in normal cells by a fermentation of sugar. And that's characteristic of cancer cells, that they don't use oxygen to respire. In their metabolic process, they utilize fermentation, and that fermentation is broken down from sugar. Think about it. When a cancer patient goes for a PET scan, what are they looking for? You see all these dark areas on the scan, and that's where the radioactive isotope that they use is sugar. So cancer loves sugar. That PET scan is showing you where the cancer is actively feeding on sugar in the body. Cancer has evolved the ability to literally hijack sugar in your body, taking it away from muscles and fat, and instead feeding it to the insulin receptors on certain tumors, namely breast cancer tumors and colon cancer tumors. All cells, they all have insulin receptors to take the sugar and, help the body create energy from it. But cancer cells hijack that sugar. This is research that's been well established for many years right now. So if you have a diet that is too excessive in sugar, or if you are more genetically prone to making cancer cells, a good strategy would be to learning what to do to not just reduce, but maybe eliminate as much of those sugars as possible. And we're not just talking about candy bars and added white sugar like to sweet tea and things like that. We're talking about, complex carbohydrates, breads, pasta, rice, cereal, potatoes, and a lot of other things that are daily a part of our meals for lunch, for dinner, daily staples. So at the workshop, we're going to be diving into not just what not to do, but also what to do instead. What are some other healthy alternatives that'll help limit the sugar intake and starve the cancer out of your body? So that was the first one. Number one is managing sugar. Number two is alkalizing nutrition. So what does that mean to alkalize? Well, kind of like with, let's say, for example, a pool has an ideal pH to where if it's maintained, bacteria and algae and things of that nature will not be able to grow in the pool. A pool will turn green when the pH is unbalanced. And so inside the human body, the pH should be slightly alkaline. 7.365 is really the ideal. And when that body can maintain an ideal pH, your body can maintain a balanced state of health, and bacteria, viruses, yeast, mold, fungus cancer will not be as likely to have an opportunity to thrive or survive. So unfortunately, the standard American diet has too many of our foods and drinks and additives and preservatives and chemicals, which cause the body to become more acidic. And when the body becomes more acidic, the cells become more acidic, they clump and stick together. And there you have a situation of fermentation, which is ripe for cancer cells to feed on and thrive and survive. So the pH is vitally important. And for us to be able to improve on that pH, we have to do, again, less of the acidic foods, drinks, liquids, additives, preservatives, chemicals. We have to steer away from that and add more of the foods that create a more alkaline condition in our body. And that would obviously be, as an example, very briefly, low sugar fruits, low sugar vegetables, and things of that nature. So again, for purposes of time, those are just brief examples, but we will be covering this more deeply at the workshop coming up this Monday. So Dr. Otto Warburg, a 1931 Nobel Prize winner for cancer discovery, said, he was quoted as saying that no disease, including cancer, can exist in an alkaline environment. So come and learn at the workshop what you can do to create more of an alkaline environment, to starve cancer out of your body, to kill it, to turn on those cancer-killing genes. So the third key that we want to mention is detoxification. So toxins, we all know, have the ability to cause cancer in numerous ways, but one of them is directly affecting the DNA inside the cells. And this is one of the ways that cancer-promoting genes are turned on, throwing your genetic predisposition for cancer into overdrive. So these carcinogens usually fly under the radar in the form of, sudsing agents in our soap, our shampoo and toothpaste, loaded with toxins. Heavy metals present in cosmetics like lead in lipsticks and other cosmetics that we put on our face and skin. Our water supply has lead in it. Deodorant has aluminum in it. Amalgam fillings have mercury in them. And so, and then there's glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup. And that's present in nearly all corn and soy products, which nowadays is a standard part of every meal for every American. For you and I, if you open up your pantry right now, I can guarantee you, and what's in your refrigerator, almost everything has corn and soy products in it, which, if it's not non-GMO, then it's loaded with glyphosate, the active ingredient with Roundup, which not only causes massive levels of toxicity and increases your risk of cancer, but also increases your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So if you aren't doing things to gently help your body detoxify, at least on a daily basis, then I'd say you're probably a little bit late to the game. So again, if you want to learn more about this, as well as how to significantly reduce your risk of cancer through proper lifestyle, learn how to shut off those cancer-promoting genes and turn on the cancer-killing genes, and be at the workshop. We're going to talk about how to energize and cleanse your body, the do's and don'ts for effective detoxification, alkalizing nutrition, all the foods and tips. And also I'm going to be talking to you about the top 3 research-proven cancer-killing supplements. Very, very important. So you'll learn all of this and a whole lot more at our cancer prevention workshop. It's coming up Monday, October 11th at 5:45 p.m., not 6 o'clock. It's going to be 5:45, so please make sure you arrive on time. We will start on time. This is going to be a life-changing event, so please make sure that you get registered. If you're sitting in the seats right now watching this in the office, stand up, walk to the front desk, put your names down on the registration list. If you're watching this on Facebook or any other social media, make sure you use the link in the description box, and get your tickets with Eventbrite so you can watch and make sure that we get a record of your registration. So for yourself, your family members, loved ones, just make sure that everybody is registered so that we can just be prepared to have an amazing event and learn everything that we need to do to become cancer killers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love and appreciate you. God bless.